Hi, I'm Emma,
I'm John.
and we're from Lotus Eaters Travel. We love nothing better than a long distance hike in Europe, and in this video we're going to showcase our top 11 long distance hikes in Europe that we think you should try at least once. First up, the Corfu Trail. This is the most recent long distance hike that we did, and it's an absolute knockout.
The route travels the length of the island. We walk south from Kavos to north Agios Spirindon over 10 days, a total of 180 kilometers.
We love this trail because you're surrounded by the sea constantly and you can swim pretty much every day. The food is also excellent, and every day starts or ends in a village or a town where you can get supplies.
Accommodation is easy to arrange and well priced. We met a few other hikers, but it's still a quiet trail. Plus, it's a route you can walk in autumn and spring.
And Greek islands are just always a good idea. We would happily walk this trail again.
Second is the Camino Primitivo. This is one of the oldest routes in Spain and one of the hilliest as well.
We started in Oviedo and the route ends in Santiago de Compostela. It took us 14 days to cover 320 kilometres. Most days are quite hilly, so we probably walked this route a little bit slower than we have other Caminos. And it's very much a summer route, best to walk June to September.
We love spending a little longer in Asturias. The majority of the route is in that province. Asturias is really green and known for cider and hearty food. We stayed in albergues pretty much all the way, and we've written about that and the favourites as well.
The one thing we weren't massively keen on is that the route merges with the Camino Frances, so the last few days are quite busy. But there are options to avoid this, and we've written more about that on our website.
Next up, the Laugavegur Trail in deepest, darkest Iceland.
We walked this route over 4 days in June. It has quite a short season, June to September, and you can and probably will still find snow at the top of the mountains. We certainly did.
You can camp or stay in mountain huts. We had our tent, but we did chicken out on the first night and we did stay in a hut.
No regrets.
None at all. Then we camped for the rest of the time to make up for it.
And so this is June in Iceland's Highlands. Merry, merry June. The hike is tough even though it's short at 55 kilometres, but the terrain's not very forgiving, nor is the weather. I'm not sure we loved the walk at the time, but looking back, it was a fantastic experience.
You can combine this hike with two others to make a 9 or 10-day trip, but that's not for the faint-hearted, as you do need to carry all your food supplies for that entire walk.
Next is another Camino, this time the Camino Mozarabe in southern Spain. I hate the phrase, but this is an actual hidden gem.
There are various options, but we walked from Almeria to Granada on to Cordoba, and then finished in the city of Merida, which is where the Mozarabe merges with the Via de la Plata, which continues all the way on then to Santiago de Compostela.
We love this route so much because it goes through lovely towns, local places that we wouldn't otherwise see, and four stunning cities. Even talking about it makes me want to do it again.
Yeah, walking to Granada from the hills is something we'll never forget, right?
Exactly. And accommodation is either albergues or small hotels. We walked for 3 weeks and we covered about 650 kilometres. You can walk in spring, autumn, but it's best to avoid summer.
Gozo Coastal Trail is next. Last year we set out to walk around Malta and Gozo.
But we did absolutely love the 3 day walk around the island of Gozo. There's a really clear trail around the island, and when we walked in spring, there were so many flowers, and we had the trail to ourselves pretty much.
We stayed in hotels in tiny beach towns and took a rest day to visit Victoria, the capital of the island.
It's a really great hike to consider if you just have a few days or you want to work it into a vacation in Malta.
Next, the GR131 in the Canary Islands. This is a long distance trail that covers and crosses the 7 islands of the Canaries.
And we walked 5 of them. And honestly, we can't really give a favourite. If I had to, I'd say Fuerteventura because it's the one that gives you longer on the coast.
Yeah, I'd probably say Gran Canaria. I loved the fact it's got the most varied and challenging hills.
The trail can be quite remote, so there's a bit of planning involved. We also had to wild camp for quite a lot of it, so it's quite a rustic experience.
You can take ferries between the islands, and that's pretty fun. It's best to walk in spring or autumn, and we did it in January, February, when we had pretty warm weather, around 20 to 25 degrees. We're in shorts pretty much the whole time. Next up, St. Olav's Way from Oslo to Trondheim. This is a series of pilgrimages in Norway and Sweden. We walked the route from Oslo to Trondheim.
Which is also called the Good Brandsleden.
Oh, well done.
This route is so beautiful and the perfect trail if you want peace and quiet. It travels through small towns, villages, and lots of valleys. We camped by lakes and in forests, and we stayed at farm stays.
The most challenging bit is the 4 days through Dovre Fell National Park. You have to carry supplies, and the weather can be a bit wild.
Yeah, you can only really walk in high summer too. The season is really short. I guess that makes it even more special. What a morning! I'm a total beach bum, so for me the Fisherman's Trail is an absolute dream come true. It hugs the coastline and you see millions of beaches every day.
It took us 10 days to cover 220 kilometers, but you could do it slower. Along the way, we stayed in small hotels. The accommodation and Portuguese food was definitely the highlight.
We also love the small towns and finishing in Lagos, which is a really fun city. But to be honest, it's really all about the scenery.
The walking in sand can be a bit tough, but it definitely didn't ruin the experience for us. We loved it.
We walked over New Year's and got quite lucky with the weather, but generally this has quite a long season. You just have to avoid.
Next up, the Lycian Way. This route is in Turkey, and you start from Fethiye, and we walked to Antalya. It's around 500 kilometers in total, and we've only walked parts of it, and we'd love to go back and complete the whole thing.
We walked in October and it was still lovely and warm by day with cooler evenings. Accommodation is a mix of guest houses, homestays, and hotels. You can also camp, but we didn't.
We loved the mix of coastal walking and mountain trails. It was really varied.
The history of the route is also super interesting. We saw tombs, amphitheatres, and other archaeological sites. Next is the Rheinsteig in Germany. We think this is a lesser known trail that a lot of hikers should try.
We walked the Rheinsteig in August, and it was seriously hot. Between the weather and some serious hills, this was one of the most challenging walks we've ever done, but honestly, it was worth it.
The route starts in Bonn and it heads along the Rhine River through vineyards, cute towns, and tiny villages. We've finished in Mainz, which turned out to be a really cool city.
We camped pretty much the entire time, and we're really impressed by the campsites. They were definitely a highlight, to be honest. And the food and the German beer, of course, wine tasting.
We also really loved the city of Koblenz. We got there just in time for their summer festival, which was so much fun. In total, the route is 320 kilometres. We walked it in 12 days, but to be honest, 14 is probably better. Finally, we couldn't miss the Camino del Norte off the list. This was our first ever Camino, and to us it's probably still the most beautiful.
It hugs the coastline, starting in San Sebastian, passing through Bilbao, Santander, Gijón, and crossing through 4 different areas of Spain before ending in Santiago de Compostela.
It's a tough hike, lots of climbing, and although there's a fair bit of trail, there's also some road walking. In total, it took us 30 days to cover 800 or so kilometres.
We stayed in a mix of albergues and small hotels, and we walked in July. It was high summer.
So those are our top 11 long distance hikes in Europe. From coastal paths to mountain trails, we've loved every single one.
If you're planning your next adventure, check out our website, Lotus Eaters Travel, and for lots of all the guides and information.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe. We've got loads more content coming soon.
Yeah.